Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, but welcome to my very first makeup tutorial. Today I'm going to be showing you how I do my natural go-to everyday look. If you like this look or you want to see how I do my makeup every single day, then keep watching. Okay, so I am going to start with a clean face, just washed, just moisturized. Next thing I'm going to do is prime. I'm priming with Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Instant Retouch Primer. This is the best primer that I have used because I noticed that throughout the day my makeup tends to get a little greasy. When I use this, I notice that my makeup tends to stay on longer and it doesn't crease. I don't get lines throughout the day, and that's what we want. Great. Now I'm gonna go in with my Fenty Beauty foundation. Now the way that I do my makeup in the summer is a little bit different because I have gotten a little bit dark for this shade, but I'm also too pale for my like really tan shade, so I mix the two. So I'm going in with all of the spots that I want to highlight on my face. I am not a beauty guru, so this is actually just like a L'Oreal foundation that's a little bit dark. So I'm going to go into all the places that I actually want to contour. Right in my cheekbone, I'm going to get the corners of my forehead. I find that if I do this, it helps make my forehead look not so large because she's a 6 head for sure. Now I'm gonna take, oh my gosh, I'm gonna take my foundation brush. It's just a Morphe brush and it's dense. And normally I'd go in with a beauty blender, but these days I'm finding that this is the fastest way to blend my makeup, and then I go back in with a beauty blender when I do like my concealer. I just go in with little circles and buff it out. I try to find makeup that would match my red undertones, but that's just really not a thing. As you can see, we definitely want to continue to blend down the neck. Now I'm gonna go in with Urban Decay All Nighter Concealer. I'm gonna plop that right under my eyes. Now is where I'm gonna go in with my beauty blender. I also put concealer on my chin because this is sometimes where I tend to get a little greasy. So I put concealer right here and then I'm gonna put powder on top of it to bake. Same thing with my T-zone. So not only does this help highlight the center of my face, but once I go in with powder and pack it on there and leave it to sit for a few minutes, brush the powder off, that's called baking, if you weren't familiar, then I find that this is the most efficient way to help my makeup last longer and to prevent lines and creases, especially on my forehead because I'm a very expressive person, so sometimes I'll get lines. Me? Expressive? No. I have changed the lighting yet again to try to make it better. Anyway, I'm going in with this loose face powder by Airspun. So I pack it on my beauty blender and then I go into the places that I put concealer. And I just pack it on. Hi. Okay. Wow, the lighting in here is so much better. Okay, let's continue, shall we? I am just baking my face, packing on powder in my T-zone. I'm gonna go in under my cheekbone. This is gonna help contour. Before I begin my eyeshadow, I always prime my eyes with Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion in Eden. I've used this for years and my eyeshadow never gets creasy and greasy in the center. Go in with the beauty blender and pat that out. Just gives it a good foundation before you begin eyeshadow. I promise you, I've done my eyeshadow without primer before. Your girl don't do that. Not anymore. I always prime my eyes. And I'm just gonna take some powder, put that on top of there. Yay. When doing eyeshadow, there are infinite ways to do it. I'm going to show you what I do for my eye shape. This is just what I like to do personally. So I'm gonna be using the Kylie Jenner Bronze Palette today. I go in with the lightest color, Jasper, and I just go ahead and highlight under my brows, which I haven't done brows yet, so stick with me and I will do some brows. I like to put it on the inner corner as well. I'm not one for like super dark smoky looks. I like to look very bright-eyed and bushy-tailed because I think that is just who I am as a person. I'm gonna go in with the shade Tiger Eye. I'm gonna hit my crease now and just kind of put that all over my crease, not my eyelid or my brow bone. If you hold your makeup brush at the end, then it kind of helps it look a little bit more even when you're, imagine if you're painting a picture and you're holding your brush like really close like that, you're putting more pressure on the brush, which puts more pressure on what you're painting. But if you hold it back a little bit and you go in, it's likely to be a little bit lighter and smoother and more even. Now that I have my very pretty neutral brown in the center, I'm gonna start working the outer crease with a little bit of a darker brown. So this is the first one that I use. This is the second one that I'm using. And as you can see, it's just a little bit darker. I like to place it in the outer corner and then start working it up and in. Don't wanna work it out. I don't want my eyeshadow to go all the way out like Cleopatra. In the inner corner, or I'm working in the outer corner. Put that right there in my crease. Take my other brush and blend, blend, blend. As you can see, it's not very dramatic because dramatic is not what we're going for. Not today. I'm gonna start to focus on my lid now. I'm gonna go in with Quartz in this Kylie palette. For shimmery eyeshadows, I always and forever wet my brush. So I wet it, I dip it in the eyeshadow, and then I start to paint it on. Now I'm gonna go back in with my other brush that had the darker brown on it and just kind of smooth out some lines. Normally, I would do black eyeliner and I would use a felt tip pen to really give me a strong black line across my eyelid. However, lately I've been finding that it's a little bit more fun to go in with that same palette. And as you can see, I like to use this dark brown color. I go in with an angled brush. I don't know if I've ever done a winged eye on a camera before, so I'm a little bit nervous. I just don't want to let you down. So I have my color on my brush. I'm gonna go in and start. Smooth it out a little bit. I start kind of on the outer corner, draw a line going out, and I go back in from the bottom of my top lid and I meet that line that I just created, kind of like a little triangle. So now, as you can see, now I have this kind of, whatever you want to call that. Go back over the line that I created and make it just a little darker. I'm gonna meet where my little wing starts, gonna meet that. I'm not gonna go all the way into my inner corner because that makes my eyes look a little bit smaller. So I'm giving the illusion that my eyes are a little bit bigger. So here's my trick for if it's looking a little bit messy where I've created my wing. I go in with my beauty blender and my powder and I just put that right under there and clean up those lines. This is a matte bronzer, and as you can see, I like it a lot because I use it quite a bit. And I'm going in with another Morphe brush. It's a very dense, flat brush, and I just like to go in there. Go back over my entire face. I flick off the powder that I had under my eyes, around my nose, and I just want to blend everything that I've created out. And for my blush, I like to kind of poke at my face to give it a more natural rosy cheek look rather than, I don't want circles, a more natural look. And because I am so red, I can get away with putting blush around my face to help my face match my neck and my chest and the rest of my body, since I do have a very red tint in my skin. So I like to go in and kind of put a little on my nose, go back in with my powder brush, blend all of that, I'm gonna take a break from the face for just a second and focus back on eyes. So I'm gonna use Kiss brand eyelashes from Walmart. I brush on the glue, and the trick is to let it sit. You want to let this sit for a while and let the glue dry a little bit because it becomes tacky and it becomes so much easier to put it on your eye and it'll stick better. While the glue dries and my eyelashes sit getting tacky, I'm going to do some work on my eyebrows. I start off by brushing them into place. So I take a little bristled brush. This is just a very cheap little brush. I run it over the soap and get the soap onto the brush, and then I use that to brush my eyebrows into place. Anastasia, I'm gonna use Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz. I definitely like to start with a line underneath my brow. I like to trace the shape of the brow. Okay, so I like to just kind of stick them on there, and then I press the corner down, and then I press the center down, and I work my way to the inner corner of the eyelash. Then I go in with my mascara, Better Than Sex. Oh yes, honey. Now that I'm done with mascara and lashes, it's time for highlighter, or should I say, Kylighter. This is from Kylie Jenner's Take Me on Vacation collection. When she first launched it, they don't look like this anymore. The packaging is different. So that tells you how long I've been using this, but I absolutely just love it. Above my contour and blush, pack that on there, right here. And then I go back in and blend that out in a second, but I like to put a little on my nose. And I do my Cupid's bow. I'm gonna put some on the inner corners to help these babies pop a little bit more. Since I'm doing kind of my go-to look, I'm not going to put on a lipstick rather than just gloss, so I always start with the Too Faced Lip Injection Extreme Gloss, and it actually plumps your lips. I'm gonna go in and set my face with the Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray. Now it's time to put the finishing touch on my lips and the finishing touch to this look. My doTERRA Tinted Lip Gloss. doTERRA is a brand that makes essential oils, and I use them every single day. Hashtag not sponsored, but hashtag love essential oils. And there you have it. Alright guys, that's all she wrote. Thank you so much for watching today's video. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, and subscribe if you're not already to my channel. But if you've enjoyed today's video, I hope to see you again on my next video. Bye!